say it enough. Thank you for coming. Like, it's like, you know, sending birthday card invitations out, and you just hope everybody comes to the party, you know, and you're like, yay. And so, I'm sorry, your mic was muted, so we can't hear that.
So I didn't
Whatever
say
he
anything.
said, it didn't count. Just kidding. Just see so many faces that I cannot wait to go shake your hand and talk to you. Like, oh my gosh, thank y'all for being here. We want to just really kind of talk a little bit before we go eat dinner together and have a good time. We want to share the vision, and the reason why we even are doing this in a building for our first hangout is because we just felt it would be just more formal, like an orientation, you know, like, hey, this is a legit church that is you know, covering us, blessing this. We're accountable to. This is real. It's not just pretend random people. Okay, and we serve here. We are leaders, and this is an amazing, amazing church. But we are really going to be out of the four walls as a group. Just the vision is to go out of the four walls as singles who love Jesus and just have a great time. And I might get a little bit ahead of myself, but we'll recircle back to that. But like a month from now, we're going to have pickleball wars, but we're going to talk about it later, not just yet, not just that. That's going to be really fun. And I don't even know how to play pickleball, but I just hear it's fun, and I love to laugh.
Isn't it like giant ping pong?
Pretty much like tennis / ping pong.
Small tennis, giant ping pong.
Okay, Rebecca's got it. She got her back. Thank you, Rebecca. There's a lot of rules that we will bend because it's just for fun. Like if anybody's trying to win, we will have some kind of prize though.
Where?
That's what
I look
Brandy
forward
was
to
saying.
breaking
Brandy is gonna give me the rundown on it. She's not here. Brandy is gonna be helping us with pickleball significantly. She just doesn't know that yet, but she is too busy serving God in another country tonight. She had other plans, so that doesn't matter. No, for real, she is in Africa. So I can't wait for Brandy to help us out. Love her so much. So, oh, and we're recording this for you, Brandy. So hey, Brandy.
I think she's only for Brandy, right?
Only for Brandy, because we love her.
Because she's so important.
She is. So, dear friend.
Who here is here because of Brandy?
Yeah, who's here because of Brandy?
1, 2.
Hey, nice to meet you guys.
At least 3 of them. Okay.
Okay, can I just ask, because we tried to get the word out in so many different ways. We even put a flyer on a brick wall by a running path. Did anybody come? And we did the old school. We went into shops.
The dog park flyer?
Anybody?
Raise your hand, dog park flyer?
Anybody?
No.
Oh, okay,
dog
come
park
on.
Flyer, no.
2 for 1. There we go.
It may have influenced. But anyway.
We're going to keep doing that, though. We're going to continue to go to the dog park. So, anyway, what about Instagram? Anybody came from Instagram? Okay. Moving on. So, maybe Instagram's not the best.
Look,
No,
I know on good authority that someone was shown a flyer and is here because of a flyer.
Yeah. In the spirit of God.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know how to do so.
Well, where did the birthday invitations go is my question. I always like to kind of track it back. I like to do that for my business, like a referral. And I like to see where it starts with like this client going to that client to that. I was like, that is so cool, you know, word of mouth. So anyway, we're going to stay on track because we could just ramble for days and go on rabbit trails. But we're just so glad you're here. And just thanks for being here for the very first one. It's like in its very beginning stage. And I just have a feeling in my knower, my gut, is that God is He is breathing on this, His spirit of freedom. And this is going to be amazing for so many reasons. And there's no loss in this. Like, we gain from coming together and just hanging out as a community from different churches. And it's almost like, what? We're not trying to take you away from your church, by the way. Just that is not... I think sometimes we can almost, it's like tempting to think, oh, are you trying to,
if
we're,
you're looking for a church,
well, I mean,
then
this is a
welcome.
great church, but it's just we are all. I'm assuming everyone here is a Christian, and we're in a church, right?
And if you're not, you are welcome as well.
Well, yeah, but I think it's just coming together from our different circles as one big circle. It's like we're a bunch of ducks in a pond, in different ponds, and we're all coming together to just have a big party, and be encouraged and meet some amazing people, So that's just like kind of so many things we're going to talk about. But let's jump into this because I do want to get on the road so that we can get some food. And when we go eat, we have some fun stuff for the tables, some table talk conversation. Because we just want to talk and meet people. And
because I imagine it could be very awkward to meet new people if you don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So we have icebreaker questions.
Yeah. So we'll have some cool little questions ready. Yeah. And just eat pizza. And there's an arcade. So Becky, thank you, Becky. Becky is amazing. Look, everybody here is single, by the way. We are all in the same season. No one here is allowed other than a single. Okay? So
Singles only.
Becky is amazing to run this for us tonight. Thank you. And Jermaine, thank you so much. There you are, right there. I'm like, oh, thank you. He's here. So we're going to jump to our next slide. And we have a QR code. And I'm a millennial, okay? So, look, I'm still techie, though, all right? Because I've been hearing if you're born in 19-something, you're ancient at this point. No, I'm just playing. No. That's our Gen Zs picking on us. But QR code, if you scan that, please. This is our landing page. Oh, yeah, there we go. You don't have to do this now, like what I'm asking you to. No, you can do this now, though. Scan it, because then all the phones went down just now. I'm sorry. You can scan it, take a picture of it, save it. Please, just please click on one of the links that says contact info. We want to get in touch with you to stay connected so that we can let you know when we're doing things, all the fun things, and just stay up to date. Especially our next one being pickleball, we're gonna have to register for that for sure, so we can have evened out teams. But there's also a link for Instagram and our YouTube that has no videos yet, but it's there. So again, just scan that, and then you can fill it out later when you get a chance. And which leads me to, let's go to our next one, Becky. That's what's coming in a month. Pickleball Wars, y'all. How do you like that? It's so epic. It's so intense, but it's not. That's what's funny. It's not going to be that intense, but I'm
the dude on the left. I'm going for it.
Yep. And I am not even in the picture because I am not good at pickleball. So it's the battle of the paddles, y'all. We're going to have a battle of the paddles, and there's also kickball, baseball, board games for tables.
If you're not sports inclined, we don't want to leave you out. So I was like, why don't we have Jenga or something?
Jenga, something.
While the sports people are playing the pickleball,
the
people who don't want to exert themselves can still have fun.
And you can always go walk the path. I love to walk and run. So that's another outlet. And again, I'll probably bring a scooter out there so I can be scooting around, checking on everybody. And yeah, LOL. So anyway, Pickleball Wars. I would love for y'all to come. And we're going to post this on our Instagram, the registration and all that good stuff. But this is just a visual of what's coming literally a month away. And so it's time for a giveaway. It is time to give away some money. I have the giveaways. Oh, we need the bowl. You want to grab the bowl?
I'll get the bowl.
So we are going to give away $100 to a beautiful, amazing lady who wins, and a gentleman. So if we pull, yeah, anybody want to sign up? We got it. You can sign up twice, but we gotta make it fair. All right, so we got 100 buckaroos a piece. So how about that? So why don't we have ladies first? How about that? And so if we pick a guy name, we're gonna put it back. What's that name? Yours? Oh, you can't put your name in here. Oh. All right, I'm not looking. Drum roll. lady. All right, hold on. Laura Woods. Did I spell that right? Say that right? Laura Woods. Come on up here, girl. Come get your gift card. It's a Visa $100, so
Visa's good everywhere.
Thanks for coming. All right, Chris, you gotta not look. Don't look. This is for the guy. Is it a guy named?
It is Devin.
Devin, come
Devin.
on, get it. Come on, get it. Congratulations. $100. Love it. All right. So, now that we've done that, we're going to do our little orientation, okay? And again, this is not going to be what we do every time, talking like and teaching and stuff. But we have to cast the vision of what this is so that we can completely erase any type of stigma that singles get, unfortunately. I've been single for a very long time, so I know, like, been around the block to hear the stigma, the things that we can sometimes deal with as Christian singles, I should say. As a Christian that's single, I know for me personally, I'll get a little vulnerable, I have dealt with a lot of loneliness at times, a lot of just feeling like I was cursed or something, like I wasn't good enough,
Right.
you know, and it had nothing to do with that. It has a lot to do with other things, you know, timing, preparation, different things, my own things I needed to work on. And so it's just, we want to encourage each other. We are in a we are in a season of singleness. And I just want to say this. Another thing that I have personally dealt with is that my life couldn't start until I got married. Like, my life wasn't significant.
Feeling that.
Yeah, like I was just this lost puppy wandering around life because I wasn't married yet, right? And thinking, oh, well, my life won't start until A, B, and C. Like, I can't get a house, or I can't do this, I can't do that until I'm married. So life doesn't start yet. But the Lord spoke to me one day and he said, Rachel, you know when your life started? October 3rd, 1990. And even before that, when I was in my mother's womb. That's when my life started. Not when I get married. Like, that's just another chapter to my life, but not my value, not my doing and purpose. Life started a long time ago, you know? And so I just want to say that's been burning on my heart to say that to my friends, my people who know what it feels like to be in this season, you know? And we're all in different places. Some of us, we're not ready. Maybe we're just getting on our feet, getting to know the Lord. I'm going to stop talking in just a second. I'm sorry.
I practiced a lot
I know,
to do it in a very, very short amount of time.
I know. I'm
And
almost
now
done.
you're...
I'm sorry. I really am.
This is part of the slapstick. Y'all laugh, please. This is
Oh.
for fun. We're
Sorry,
trying to have
Chris.
fun.
I'm almost done. But that's just my tidbit. I just wanted to say that because I don't know. I've just seen it. I've dealt with it a lot and have gone to the Lord with it. And it took me years to get free of feeling like I was just cursed and wasn't enough. You know, God has His purposes, and we are important. And sometimes we can feel lost in the shuffle. You know, a lot of my friends are married with children, so holidays can feel lonely. So this is a community that we're not going to have. It's an outlet for us to not feel those things. We have people that we know, more people now that we can be encouraged. Does that make sense? All right, Chris, Graham.
Cool.
I'm gonna
Set the
just
timer.
chill out.
Watch me.
I will chirp in though a little bit.
Yeah. All right. So, I had quite a revelation earlier this year as a result of the fasting and the prayer that happened. And then I realized, my entire mindset changed, and it went from a very narrow-minded mindset to I've only got a certain amount of time to live on this earth. God has given me enough years to get some really awesome stuff done and to sow and reap in certain areas. So and then I don't know what happens in eternity, but I know right now that's what I'm working on. And so then I got this realization that having a spouse and a family is important enough. I might have to move to a different state, to a different city, get a different job. That's where I'm at right now. I'll do what it takes. That's the direction I'm sowing into. And so I was like, on this high, like, revelation, and I'm telling Rachel all these things. And then she says she's going to do this singles event. And so I take responsibility for inspiring her to step out. So you're welcome, everyone. All right, so, yeah, I know, right? I'm awesome. So, and available, by the way. So,
Insert. That was not planned. Chris. Okay.
all right. So,
Moving on.
so like, all I can do is speak from my experience. I'm clearly not an expert. I am 41 going for the high score single. So
Come on, Chris.
I know y'all are gonna, so let's get into this. Okay,
Let's get into it.
Has anybody ever heard of the Great Commission? Okay, the Great Commission. I saw one hand. I would like hands to participate. I might have some questions, and I would like you to raise them. Otherwise, I might feel embarrassed. All right, so the Great Commission. Please go to the next slide, Becky. The Great Commission, and Jesus came and spoke to them, saying, all authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all things that I have commanded you to do. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the age. Amen. Next slide. Have you ever heard of this? Raise your hand. You heard of the First Commission?
Love your neighbor.
The first, to love your neighbor, to love the golden rule, love your neighbor as yourself.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Have you heard of the First Commission? Have you ever heard of the First Commission? Please raise your hand. You have?
2 minutes ago we just did.
No, then you don't know what it is. Okay, bonus points for Rebecca. I am keeping score. I will tell you how it goes.
You're helping us out.
Okay, next slide, please. The First Commission. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. Okay, blessed. No, back one. Blessed, fruitful and multiply, you all know what that means. Subdue the earth, have dominion. Okay, so I want to talk about blessed. I'll give you an example of that. I worked with a guy, this is before I was saved, I was wandering from the Lord. His name was Bernie, and I thought he was kind of a doofus. All right? And I didn't really have much respect for him because he was a Christian and he didn't use swear words like me. I really like my swear words. I got a real potty mouth when I want to, but I don't talk like that anymore. But I made fun of him because he didn't. A little bit. I was like, this dude he's whatever. He says he's a Christian. Well, I'm Catholic or whatever. And Bernie invited me to his house one time. And he said, let's go have lunch at my house. His wife was there. His toddler son was there. I walked in. She was glowing, radiant, and gorgeous. And not just beautiful, but spiritually, she emanated awesomeness. And she loved that man. And I looked at him, and I looked at her, and then I looked at how much his son loved him, and how much she respected him, and son respected him. And I was like, my respect for him shot through the roof. And I said, this guy, I wish I had what this guy had. So the word blessed means there's something about you that you look at that person and go, oh, I wish I had that. It's an envy in a good way, like, oh, I want that, that's awesome, right? He was blessed. It was downright evangelistic, right? As in, it wasn't just the word of God, it was real in a way that I'd never seen before. I was raised Catholic, I know what the Bible said, generally, but I'd never seen, like, the Holy Spirit in a house like that before. It was new to me. So what I'm telling you is the work, the Great Commission ties into the First Commission. That to be exceedingly blessed, abundant, to sow the way God tells us to reap the way God says we will, and to have those things and continue to grow and multiply ourselves and our family, to have a spouse, have an awesome family, not get divorced, to give them a spiritual inheritance, and to exceedingly, abundantly exceed our non-saved selves, right? Exceed our Holy Ghost-less selves. That is the First Commission and the Great Commission together. So David Hogan said something. He said, y'all want to know how you start a church? David Hogan is an evangelist, apostle in Mexico, the mountains of Mexico. He goes to villages, miracles and wonderful things happen. He's I respect him a lot. And so he says, you want to know how I got all these followers and people following me? This is what you do. You go into a village, you get a few married couples saved, they get about 10, 20 kids apiece, and about 20, 30 years later, you got yourself a church. So yes, believe it or not, part of growing the church is multiplying, having strong pillars of families, and giving that spiritual inheritance to your children. And if a person so desires that, and if they are impeded by that, go to the next slide. If they are impeded by that, it is not the will of God, it is the work of the devil. If something in your heart is preventing you from accomplishing that, if that's something you truly want and are focused upon and are sowing and will reap in, right? Because we only have so much life to live. For some people, it is very difficult because of what's already happened in your life. So it may be possible, I hate to say it, but you only have so much life to live. I fully believe if that's what you desire to have, then God will not keep it from you. But even if you can't, then you still reap and sow in other ways. And that is our duty, right? But generally speaking, the idea here is we have fun, we get to know people we don't know. If it just so happens you find a wonderful match, and you're destroying the works of the devil. You're defying the devil that wants to keep you separate and alone and childless and spouseless, and wants to prevent us from doing what God wanted us to do in the first place, which is to multiply and grow. So the thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that they may have life, and they may have life more abundantly. What I've been talking about is abundant life. This is a part of our job. To desire such a thing and go after it is the will of God and our own will, and that's perfectly fine. Is this okay? This makes sense to everybody? Okay. I think I'm taking way too long. Becky, next slide. Okay. When Rachel was talking about this group, I thought to myself, because of the things that I have experienced, like, wow, there are certain things that could happen that are not so good, and we want to build the foundation of this group upon, I think, just 3 simple pillars. That is God's simple command of, okay, first one is God's simple command of purity, right? He has a really, really simple command, and if you follow through with it, it works. The second thing is we must proceed with emotional maturity, right? That is difficult. Question, please raise your hand and participate, because this is funny. Have you ever done anything rather foolish because of romantic love?
Yes.
Please, okay,
Yes.
everybody see. All right, okay. All right. It just so happens that romance brain can make you dumb.
Absolutely.
Right?
Like,
There. So it just so happens that is something that we all need to watch out for. I have wonderful stories. They're hilarious and a little sad, but
they are sad.
but I won't go into specifics. Rachel knows all of them. Okay, and the third thing is what I call prophetic overzealousness. As in, if you are over-dependent upon signs, or if someone takes it upon themselves to try to see, I had a dream, and you're totally going to marry him. Hold on. Hold on, just a second. Wait. All right, so those are the 3 things we're going to talk about. So we're just building a foundation. We want to proceed with wisdom, and this stuff is also just kind of funny to talk about, and we'll have a good time. Becky, next slide, please. Okay, God's foundational requirement, purity. Next slide, I believe. Yes. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Very simply, when it comes to what is God's command, that the gift of sexuality is permissible only within the covenant of marriage between husband and wife. Very simple, extremely powerful. And I'll tell you an example. Once upon a time, there were 2 people in our church that hated each other, Brandy and Greg.
Like, they really did not like each other.
Oh yeah, they really hated each other. And then somehow
Miracle.
They fell in love, legit fell in love.
We were shocked. Shook. We were shook. We were like,
she hated him.
But I guess something was happening though in her heart. Something started happening in their heart.
Oh, okay.
Started having new eyes,
Anyway,
Anyway,
so
so then they fell in love.
yeah, yeah. So we are witnesses of this. There's more to the story. You're gonna love it. This is the part that I got to experience. That was so much fun. Greg calls me. He goes, "Hey Chris, let's go evangelize on Saturday." I said, "Yeah, all right. That sounds good to me." Because we used to do it all the time. Hit the streets, go out, witness to the poor, all the time. He says, "We're going to the mall." I said, "Okay, all right. We've never done it at the mall. Whatever." So I walk up to Greg at the mall. He's standing there like this. I said, "Okay, Greg, let's go, man. What are we gonna do?" He said, just a second. Somebody else is coming." I'm like, "Okay, somebody else is coming." So Brandy comes walking up, and he goes, "Hey." She goes, "Hey." And I went, we're all evangelizing together, or? And so they take off and they're walking, and I'm like keeping up with them.
They're very, very tall
And I realize what
and
happens.
fast.
I'm the chaperone.
Third wheel.
I'm the chaperone.
Third wheel.
And that's what it takes to do this purity thing when you're that deeply in love.
Yeah.
You date with a chaperone.
They were evangelizing though, right?
They were evangelizing each other. So you date with a chaperone. If it's that serious and you're that in love, you date with a chaperone. You keep the physical touch to a minimum, and you do not go into one of those houses alone. Okay?
Yeah. Can I say something real fast?
Maybe. Yes.
Just kind of going back to the heart of this, and we will elaborate on this a lot. Thank you. This is not a hookup culture. Like,
No.
this is not like a matchmaking group. Although, if you smile, the girl smiles at the guy, and they have a good smile exchange, and they want to go get coffee, we encourage that. Like, we're not saying that you can't go get coffee with someone that. But not everybody wants to maybe do that. They just want fellowship. So we're not trying to like matchmake people, but we're trying to set a standard of just purity and just coming against that stigma that we deal with as
Right.
singles. So
So
continue.
that's our first principle there. Oh, and the other thing is, on a spiritual level, their efforts to do that paid off. Because right here on this stage, they got married. They had never kissed before. When she kissed him, there was a spiritual explosion, and you would have to be spiritually dead not to have felt it. And all of their family witnessed, and they must have felt the Spirit of God moving on that. Because you can go to a wedding and you know they haven't been pure, and we just go through these motions, and those are just symbolic things. But the idea of the veil is that she has kept herself pure until this moment, and now she is given, right? And they did it the right way. So the symbols weren't symbolic, they were real. And you felt it. And they are blessed. And I work for him. And he pays me good money. And he's buying a house. And he's awesome. And they have 2 wonderful kids. And they're just wonderful. I love them. They are blessed. Right? That's back to the first commission. Blessed. Being abundantly blessed by doing things God's way, you are a walking testimony. Right? What's the next slide say? Ah, yes. Okay. Let's talk about emotional maturity and 3-ish dating mindsets. So let's talk about the first one. Yes. 3 dating mindsets: investors, testers, seekers. I come up with that. That's my own.
It's really good.
So if you don't
Y'all
like
listen,
it, you
it's
can
so
blame
good.
me. Yeah.
Very deep. It's so good.
Yes. Investors. So at the healthy level, it makes sense to invest yourself in a relationship, as in take it seriously. You're not playing with the other person's emotions. You are perhaps willing to work through difficulties to make the relationship work. Okay? At a certain level, yes, of course, that does make sense. Next slide. But it can turn into this extreme form, this extreme mindset. I did this really bad. I'll tell you all about it. So an extreme investor will quickly invest themselves into a relationship. They may do it in the name of being committed and serious. An extreme investor will wrap their sense of self-worth into the relationship, as as in, if I don't make this work, then I'm not good enough, right? They may quickly or even immediately start thinking or talking marriage, even on the first date. It's like, bro, you don't even know how to spell her last name. What are you doing? Eventually, yes, it does make sense. Like, and you can fool yourself thinking, well, I don't want to do this if I'm not serious, and I don't want her to think that I'm okay with sleeping around because I'm not. So I want to make sure she's not. So then you start talking the M word, and y'all haven't even had the first sip of coffee yet. You've lost your mind, right? I'm talking about me. I did this. Okay. So next slide. Okay, does everybody understand that? You understand what I'm talking about, emotional maturity? And remember, everybody raised their hand, or a lot of people raised their hand when they said, have you ever had the romance done? Okay, so watch yourself, and you might need some help. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Next slide, please. Okay, testers. Testers have a certain expectation of the qualities of a good spouse. That sounds like a perfectly healthy mindset, and it is if you do it at the right level. But it can turn extreme. For example, an extreme tester will put every potential spouse to an extreme test. Their expectations for a spouse may be absolutely absurd. As in, that's not even a human being you're describing.
Wow.
There is no one like that.
Perfect person. There's no perfect
Right?
person.
As a result, they never explore the idea of dating, waiting for the perfect spouse to just show up at a very extreme level. But at a healthy level, you can say to yourself, well, I am not going to risk everything that I've done on the wrong person. I understand that. But you can, like, Pastor, when we were talking about this to Pastor, he told us about this guy who's like, oh yeah, I totally know what my wife is like. All these, and this is what Pastor said. All these details about what she looks like and every little detail. And Pastor goes, and he thought this, he didn't say this. He's like, dude, have you looked in the mirror? I kind of agree with him. He's describing a woman who does not even exist. And even if she did, okay, that's what Pastor said, all right? It's okay though. He was kind of joking.
It's like a 5-page
But
book.
the idea is like, no, you cannot expect a person who does not exist, right? It doesn't make sense. So, next slide, please. Oh wait, actually, okay. There's kind of another subsect of testers, and it might be someone. And there's this person that I know, and I was kind of on this topic. She says, well, there is this guy. He's kind of like my little guinea pig. And I was like, what do you mean by that? Like, I'm just kind of, trying him out. Like, and I'm like, what do you mean, like a pair of shoes?
Yeah, he's definitely not a pair of shoes.
Like, does he like you?
So
It's like,
it's
oh yeah, he wants to marry me.
We're gonna talk about some stuff, y'all. This is like real
now,
stuff.
hold on a second. What was happening? She had a little bit of romance done, right? So it kind of made sense. Like, okay, well, he's interested in me. Maybe I should at least think about it. I said, okay, does he love the Lord? She goes, no. Is this gonna work? She went, no. I said, are you gonna keep doing this? She goes, right. So because she talked about it with someone she trusted, who kind of had a more sane perspective, because it was an outside perspective, she kind of came into realizing, okay, this isn't right. I shouldn't do this, right? So everything we're talking about, and us wanting to have this group and potentially find a spouse and meet new people, we can, as long as we do certain things to kind of keep ourselves sane. Does that make sense? Right? Am I crazy here?
No, because this is a safe place. This is a safe space.
So, like, why do I bring up these ideas, these extremes? Because I've seen them myself, I've done it myself, and you do not want to marry the wrong person. You do not. All right? Next slide, please. Seekers. I like this group. I think we should all be like them. Seekers have decided they are ready for a spouse and know what they are looking for, and they are willing to meet new people, getting to know them personally to see if they are a good fit. They are not emotionally desperate, so emotionally desperate that they try to make a square peg fit into a round hole. Like, they are not so tight and close-minded that they are unwilling to date and explore compatibility or learn or grow. It could just be that going out on a date loosens something that just kind of makes you feel like, okay, you know what? Maybe I can do this. realize that last one. I didn't realize that. I was like, no, no, no. We got the basics down. I'll just make everything else work. I will make it fit. And it just don't. It just don't. The wonderful thing is, you should expect something that is good for you, that you would love to have. God wants that. It's actually better for you and the other person. It's difficult for some people to hear this, talk about this, but we think about these things, right?
And I think it's good we're talking about this because honestly, y'all, just from my opinion and experience, I don't know if there's a lot of resources for Christian singles to navigate through that the right way. Because sometimes if you're trying to talk to someone and y'all sit by each other, everyone's thinking you're getting married to them. And I'm like, no, we're just friends trying to get to know each other, and if it doesn't work, it's not a failure. And I don't have to hide in a hole for a whole year and not go to church because I'm embarrassed that it didn't work. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just talking about stuff that I have personally dealt with. Like, so something I do, if I'm talking to a guy, he doesn't sit by me in church. We kind of keep it, not like we're hiding something, but there are people in my life, I'm not trying to get ahead of what he's talking about, because we are going to talk about accountability, but like, people know what's going on in my life, though. It's not hidden. It's just, when you go to church and there's a lot of people that are from kind of the outside looking in, you kind of got to guard that. Does that make sense? Like, it's just something I've dealt with. Like,
Well,
are y'all going to get married? I'm like, I don't. We've only hung out 3 times, and I have no idea, So
this is the other thing. Some things they're not everybody's business.
And it's not. It's not. So
They're
this is so good to talk about this.
Yeah. Right. So
It's really helpful.
next slide, please. Ah, yes. I had to practice a lot for this one.
Overly
Signs,
zealous.
as in being prophetically overzealous. All right. Question for the group: have you ever thought you received some kind of sign or word or something from God saying such and such person was surely your spouse? We have a few hands going up. Thank God it's not just me. All right?
I got my hand.
Okay, but as far as I can tell, you're still single, so it didn't work out, right?
Right.
All right? Hey, me too. Okay, so now I have heard and have witnessed God working to help successful couples get together through, at times, signs or just a general change of heart. There's these 2 people I know who say they saw one another glowing. They're married, they're great together. Great, they glowed. Yay. So, but apparently it doesn't always happen like that.
No.
Or
No.
what do we say? Like, if you're looking for a sign, you're gonna find
You
one.
will find. Oh, can I say that if you want to go buy a blue Corvette, all you're gonna see now are blue Corvettes on the road, and you will attract not anyway.
I'm
Do you
thinking
know
like,
that's a true thing? Like, you can make up a sign in your mind. I've done it.
right? And then you can see. Remember when the Coke cans used to have names on them?
Yes.
And I went to the store. It was my name and his name, right next to each other.
That's the
But
sign.
actually, it was like 3 over, so I had to move it.
I actually
Yeah.
moved it next to
I
it.
had to move my name next to him. Surely it's a sign. I mean, I was driving down the road and I saw this billboard and it had letters on it. And I took those letters and rearranged them, and it was my name and his name, and they were spelled different. I had some letters left over, but it's surely a sign.
Stretching it.
You're stretching it. But not only that. Okay. Next slide. What's the next thing I said? Okay, back one. Back one, please. No, we're not going to do that. But people. Also, no one should in this group at all feel pressured by anybody who thinks they see a sign for you. If you know that's not right, right? You are not obligated to say, oh, well, surely it's God, such and such prophet had a sign. I'm not going to talk about that.
We're not like that. Like, again, just casting the vision.
Right.
Like,
I'm just saying it upsets me if someone feels pressured to do something that is counter to their good, sound judgment because a prophet said something. All right? I'm sorry. Okay, I'll leave that alone. Next slide. So I'm going to go off on a little tangent, then we'll come right back. This is something that I call ancient. This is a kind of ancient wisdom. So, are you aware been times throughout human history in other places where parents would arrange marriages for their children, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we have heard of this. So, in the Bible, the example that we have is Isaac and Rebekah, right?
Yeah.
So, Abraham sent his servant, the servant found Rebekah, and Rebekah married Isaac. Okay, that's an example of that in Scripture. So, when we watch Disney, we learn that we rebel against the, the traditions of our parents, and we go find a street rat with a blue genie and a magic carpet, and we see a whole new world, right? So, so to our modern Western sensibilities, the idea of arranged marriage is an infringement upon our individual rights. Y'all do laugh. Why are y'all so quiet?
It's true.
Want me to say it again? Okay.
It almost makes you want fairy tale love.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. Okay. So check
like
this out. So it's strange to our modern Western individual mindsets that anyone would infringe upon our rights and make us marry someone we don't want to marry. Okay, I totally understand that. Let me paint a picture for you in a way that you may have never thought of it before. So, in another place in the world at another time, there were four people that grew up together as kids. Two of them got married, and the other two of them got married. Husband and wife, husband and wife. They have successful marriages. They have children. Those children grow up to the age of finding a spouse. These people know these people's children. These parents go to the other parents and say, you know, I'm starting to think that my son and your daughter would be a great match. We know them so well, they've grown up together, it just kind of makes sense to us. And so the other parents say, you know what, I think that might be a great idea. Let's talk to them about it. And so the son and the daughter, they say, son, we think you might be a good match with so-and-so. Son and daughter go, really, you think so? They get to talking, they like each other, it's an arranged marriage, but actually it works, and there was nothing wrong with it. And they have a successful marriage, and the process begins over again. It's not outside of the realm of possibility. So let me ask you this. If you have two people, parents, who have kept a marriage together to the point where their children are ready to marry, they love their children, who could possibly be better qualified to give them advice on something that important to them? Right? Have you ever thought of that? Maybe, just maybe, that's not such a crazy idea. And I'm not suggesting you do that, because some of your parents are crazy. So, I'm sorry. But,
but yeah.
next slide. So, what if, like Julian's not here, he was supposed to be here. I was going to pick on Julian. Right, I was going to say to Julian. So Julian, his grandparents, powerful, strong, successful marriage. His parents, powerful, strong, successful marriage. He wants to get married. It's important to him. Is it entirely outside the realm of reason for him to go to his parents and to say, Mom and Dad, finding a spouse is important to me. Do you have any advice for me? Is that not reasonable? You have two generations of wisdom of people who have done it right. Is it entirely outside the realm of reason that you ask them for their advice? Seems reasonable to me. So when we were talking about, oh, I need a sign. Okay, I'm going to propose something to you. Let's talk about what would really be the true sign. I think it would be your good judgment. It makes sense. You're with someone. It makes sense. It works for a while. You don't have any strong reservations in your heart. And here's the kicker. Everyone who truly knows you and loves you, they look at the two of you and they say, yeah, that just makes sense. That just makes sense. And if it's, yeah, people that really love you, not people that it's not their business, people that really love you.
Like leaders and pastors, people that are speaking into your life.
So that's how you can keep yourself from romance dumb brain.
Yeah.
So, and also, it could happen. And if it comes to this, you really need to take this seriously, that you look at these people that love you, you're with someone, and you're really starting to think that that might happen, and you say, so, thinking maybe she and I would work, what do you think of that? And they go, okay. I see it, there's only two things that are really going to mess up our little group here. Is that if you do not behave wisely, to keep your purity, to behave relatively saintly, and to not marry the wrong person, right? You're not ready. If we can, if we can avoid that, then we're free to just have fun. So next slide, please. Okay, the fun part. So where do we go from here? So we've laid these ground rules, three basic things that I'm concerned with, that I think we should all take seriously. Everybody seems to think it's a good idea, if I'm looking based on your faces. But the majority of
Please
what we
keep
want to
hanging out
do,
with us.
what?
I was just saying, just continue to hang out with us.
Yes, the majority of what we want to do is having fun, chilling out, getting to know new people, learning things, and growing and healing, and it's entirely possible. You could be someone that you're
It's possible.
It's possible,
But
not guaranteed.
yeah, like we're not trying to make that happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we want a safe place.
The word that Miss Susan used, that's our pastor's wife, Pastor Susan. She said the word she used was, it can just happen organically, and that's a perfect word, right?
Yeah. So there's not pressure. This is fun. This is empowering community.
Right. So these little three principles, bam, done, got them. We can have fun now. So next slide,
All
please.
right. Oh.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Talk about
So
this right
talking about having fun. This is just like a quick. Or again, this is orientation, y'all. So it's like first day of college, and we're just getting to know the professors here, Professor Chris. And I guess I would be
I'm
like
not an expert.
we are definitely not experts, but I think we've learned a lot of things along the way. And I'll just tell you, the Lord really, really has given me a burden for us. Like, and this wasn't just something that I woke up and said, let's just have a singles hangout group. This is something I actually wrestled with for a long time because I just felt the least qualified. You know, shaking in my boots. Just, God, like, you sure? I don't know. This is me. And so I prayed about this, fasted about it, and really sought the Lord. And when Chris got on board, it was just like an answered prayer because I was like, it's just me. Like, I don't know how this is going to come together. And I mean, like, just how the Lord brought this together is truly, to me, confirmation after confirmation that, yeah, I think we're onto something here. And so, yeah, like, just have a burden for us people in this season, you know, to have a community and a place, people from other churches and communities to come together and just have some fun and meet some amazing people. So just a quick overview of Hangouts. We have the Pickleball Wars in a month that I am really excited. Look, you don't even have to play sports. Just come to hang out fellowship. And we're gonna figure out the food, if we're gonna have food there or go eat or something. There's always gotta be food, okay? There's always got to be something to munch on. And then we're gonna have like a downtown scavenger hunt. Yes, indeed. And then LSU Lakes Walk and Talk. Me, Chris, and Brandy did that recently. And then we met up with Karina to eat. And that was so much fun. It was freezing, and it was so fun. So I think a big old group would be even funner to just go walk and talk, hang out, get out. We are definitely going to have some type of panel discussion, meet up again, and have some married couples that are just on fire for God.
One of our principles that Pastor started the year with was a multitude of counselors, as in everybody should have a lot of wise people speaking into their life. And those people are experts.
We know a lot of married couples that have so much to give. So I mean, just so how they met, how everybody's story is different, and it's so amazing. We have a teaching that we wanted to dive into tonight, but it just felt like too much. We didn't want to like overwhelm, you know, our first hangout. But
this was the revelation the Lord gave me when
dating forward teaching, how to date as a Christian, the right, like really diving into dating. Getting from nowhere to a first date, like the right way, the holy way, because dating apps can be, you know, hit or miss, and been there, done that, you know. So it's just so much that we want to dive in eventually into some teachings. But again, like the main focus is to go hang out and go have fun. Bible studies and coffee. We have a coffee shop here, full-blown coffee shop. We didn't have it open tonight, but we talked to the owner of Lighthouse Coffee in Baton Rouge. we're gonna take over that shop one night. We talked to her, and she's like, yeah, just come and take it over. It's gonna just be exclusively for us. So
We never even mentioned the fact that our group's name is Joyful Company.
oh yeah, it's called Joyful Company because this is a joyful company. We're gonna do putt-putt, main event invasion, go bowling, and towards the end of the year, y'all, we're gonna have a Christian singles conference. I'm thinking we're gonna do something really big. What do y'all think? Would y'all come? Okay, and we can invite people, to come. Just like pack it out and have some fun, and invite some guest speakers to come for a conference, and just do a whole shebang. So that's just a few things we've been praying about and preparing for. So anyway, I think that's about it, though. Oh, talking your mic.
Oh, should we just take the time to have everybody register with the QR thing?
Yeah,
Just do it.
I think we can actually head that way though, to Mr. Gaddy's.
2 minutes.
Yeah, if you want to scan it one more time.
She wants to go to Mr.
I'm
Gaddy's.
hungry.
I
I'm
want
sorry.
y'all
I'm
to
just
register.
hungry. I'm a little hungry.
Okay, save it and register at Mr. Gaddy's. Oh, hello, new person.
Hey.
Welcome.
Welcome. Sorry, I know that's probably like. You're awesome. I'm Rachel.
Do y'all know him?
Oh,
I was like, he has
Your
kind of a
brother's
resemblance.
UK.